Are you frustrated because despite endless push-ups, your chest just won't grow? You want to look like an absolute machine in a simple black t-shirt? If so, stay right here, because in this video, I'm going to share an unexpected push-up strategy that'll revolutionize how you use calisthenics to build a massive chest. But before we dive into that groundbreaking strategy, let's set the foundation with 3 principles you have to adhere to if you want to achieve massive chest growth. First, you got to take every set close to failure. Second, keep your sets below 30 reps per set. And third, adhere to progressive overload. And that just means that over time, you have to continue to get stronger. And that can be measured by doing either more reps per set, by making the exercise harder, or by doing more total sets per week. Now let's combine all 3 of those principles into one simple statement. When it comes to muscle growth, you need to make sure you're taking all your sets close to failure while staying under 30 reps per set and getting stronger over time. Now let's talk about the exact exercises you're going to use to build that chest. If you're shooting for a chest that's not only large but all around impressive, you need to nail all 3 heads of the pec major. And your secret weapon, that's going to be a diversity of chest exercises specifically chosen to work the clavicular head or upper chest, the sternal head or middle chest, and last but not least, the abdominal head or lower chest. Now let's start with the bread and butter, a chest development, your standard push-up. This is going to serve the full chest, but primarily the sternal and clavicular heads, a little in the abdominal head, but to a lesser degree. But in order to maximize pectoral engagement, make sure your hands are just outside shoulder width or narrower. Any wider and your front delts will take over and reduce pectoral engagement, which is the opposite of what we want because we're trying to build those pecs. Now let's crush the upper game with incline push-ups. Your technique is to elevate your feet, which is going to change the angle, similar to an incline bench press. This is going to maximize engagement of the clavicular head, which is the key to building a full-looking chest that's going to fill out your favorite t-shirt. So far, we targeted the upper and middle chest. Now let's round out your chest game with decline push-ups. When you're targeting the lower chest or abdominal head, this one's going to be your go-to. Now the problem with declines is that as you elevate your hands above your feet, exercise becomes much less intense and you may find yourself able to perform way more than 30 reps, which isn't good for growth. My favorite way to avoid this is to do my decline push-ups on reams. This brings the intensity way up, getting you close to failure long before 30 reps. Now at this point you might be thinking, but JT, what about dips for lower chest? Although dips are a favorite exercise of mine, they primarily work the sternal head of the chest along with the triceps and shoulders. While they engage the lower chest to some extent, they may not isolate it as effectively as a decline push-ups. And because with dips, the triceps are incorporated to a very high degree, your tricep strength may actually be a limiting factor. Now, does that mean you should skip dips altogether? But when you go to the Brazilian steakhouse, you only eat one meat? Heck no, you eat them all. So if you're ready to turn heads with your pecs, here's the blueprint. You're gonna start with your standard push-ups, then add in incline and decline variations. Then we're gonna throw the dips in for good measure. This should ensure you bring all areas of the chest into play and work all 3 heads properly. And if you're wondering how many sets you should do, I would do 2 sets of each of the 4 exercises 2 times a week. That's going to be 16 total sets a week for chest, which should be plenty of volume for good growth. And remember, keep your form on point, increase intensity and resistance as your strength levels up, and this should give you the size and the symmetry to your chest that you've been looking for. Now, I know we made some major strides toward chest growth today, but we both know that's not the end of the journey. You don't want a massive chest paired with arms that look like wet noodles hanging out of your t-shirt sleeve, right? I didn't think so. Lucky for you, I have a perfect strategy to build big arms that complements your new chest gains using only calisthenics. And this strategy, you won't find it being shared anywhere else. Interested? Just click right here to jump on in. Why are you still here? You want big arms? Click right here.